Welcome to One Chapter, One Thought. I'm Pastor Chris from Lincroft Bible Church in New Jersey, and every weekday I read one chapter of the Bible and offer one brief devotional thought. Today's reading is from the book of Genesis, chapter 49. Then Jacob called together all of his sons and said, "Gather round me, and I will tell you what will happen to each of you in the days to come. Come and listen, you sons of Jacob. Listen to Israel, your father. Reuben, you are my firstborn, my strength, the child of my vigorous youth. You are first in rank and first in power. But you are as unruly as a flood, and you will no longer be first. You went to bed with my wife. You defiled my marriage couch. Simeon and Levi are two of a kind. Their weapons are instruments of violence. May I never join in their meetings. May I never be party to their plans, for in their anger they murdered men, and they crippled oxen just for sport. A curse on their anger, for it is fierce. A curse on their wrath, for it is cruel. I will scatter them among the descendants of Jacob. I will dispel them throughout Israel. Judah, your brothers will praise you. You will grasp your enemies by the neck. All your relatives will bow before you. Judah, my son, is a young lion that has finished eating its prey. Like a lion, he crouches down and lies down. Like a lioness, who dares to rouse him? The scepter will not depart from Judah, nor the ruler's staff from his descendants, until the coming of the one to whom it belongs, the one whom all nations will honor. He ties his foal to a grapevine, the colt of his donkey to a choice vine. He washes his clothes in wine and his robes in the blood of grapes. His eyes are darker than wine, and his teeth are whiter than milk. Zebulun will settle by the seashore and will be a harbor for ships. His borders will extend to Sidon. Issachar is a sturdy donkey, resting between two saddle packs. When he sees how good the countryside is and how pleasant the land, he will bend his shoulder to the load and submit himself to hard labor. Dan will govern his people. Like any other tribe in Israel, Dan will be a snake beside the road, a poisonous viper along the path that bites the horse's hooves, so its rider is thrown off. I trust in you for salvation, O Lord. Gad will be attacked by marauding bands, but he will attack them when they retreat. Asher will dine on rich foods and produce food fit for kings. Naphtali is a doe set free that bears beautiful fawns. Joseph is the foal of a wild donkey, the foal of a wild donkey at spring, one of the wild donkeys on the ridge. Archers attacked him savagely. They shot at him and harassed him. But his bow remained taut. His arms were strengthened. By the hands of the mighty one of Jacob, by the shepherd, the rock of Israel. May the God of your father help you. May the Almighty bless you with the blessings of heaven above and the blessings of the watery depth below, the blessings of the breasts and womb. May my fatherly blessings on you surpass the blessings of my ancestors, reaching to the heights of the eternal hills. May these blessings rest on the head of Joseph, who is prince among his brothers. Benjamin is a ravenous wolf, devouring his enemies in the morning and dividing his plunder in the evening. These are the 12 tribes of Israel, and this is what their father said as he told his sons goodbye. He blessed one with the appropriate message. Then Jacob instructed them, "Soon I will die and join my ancestors. Bury me with my father and grandfather in the cave in the field of Ephron the Hittite. This is the cave in the field of Machpelah near Mamre in Canaan that Abraham bought from Ephron the Hittite as a permanent burial site. There Abraham and his wife Sarah are buried. There Isaac and his wife Rebekah are buried. And there I buried Leah. It is the plot of land and the cave that my grandfather Abraham bought from the Hittites." When Jacob had finished his charge to his sons, he drew his feet into his bed, breathed his last, and joined his ancestors in death. One thought. When Joseph brings his two sons to be blessed by his father Jacob, Jacob surprisingly blesses the younger rather than the older. After this blessing for Joseph's sons, all the sons of Israel are called forward to be blessed by their father. Unfortunately, for some of the sons, they are more rebuked than blessed by Jacob. One of the running themes that is throughout the Joseph narrative in these chapters is the moral corruption of the sons of Israel. And we see that Reuben, Simeon, and Levi are called out for their sins. Particularly, Simeon and Levi are called out because of their murdering of the whole village of Shechem because of the sins of one man. Now, it also seems significant to me that Levi is rebuked. Levi is the one from whom priests will come, and so it seems that from the very beginning, the Old Testament authors saw a flaw in the priestly lineage of Levi, and that another and better priest was needed. We find in other Old Testament texts that the coming Savior priest will come from a different order of priests, an order of priests after the order of Melchizedek, not Levi. So even all the way back in Genesis 49, we find that the priests and the sacrificial system which flows from the priests, this sacrificial system that would be instituted in Israel, I think we see that from the very beginning it was flawed because it was stemming from sinful and flawed men like Levi, who allowed their anger to get the best of them and move them to murder. Now, this system was flawed not because the way God had designed it was flawed, but because the priests themselves were still sinful mediators, and the sacrifices that they performed were only animal sacrifices and could not pay for human sin. And so as we read along the storyline of the scriptures, we find that Jesus has fulfilled the sacrificial system of the Old Testament. He has replaced it. Hebrews 10:11 through 13 describes the superiority of Christ's sacrifice. It says this: "Every priest stands daily at his service, offering repeatedly the same sacrifices, which can never take away sins. But when Christ had offered for all time a single sacrifice for sins, he sat down at the right hand of God, waiting from that time until his enemies should be made a footstool for his feet. For by a single offering he has perfected for all time those who are being sanctified." Let us thank the Lord that he has provided a better priest and a better sacrifice. We don't have to be dependent on mere human beings like Levi, but we have the divine God-man, Jesus Christ, who is our perfect sacrifice and perfect priest.